Hi, my name is Lindsay. This is my assistant, Bambi, who's joining us today. Today, I will be guiding you through a 60-minute Vinyasa class. We will start with a gentle warm-up, go through a flowing Vinyasa series, and then conclude with a cool down, including some core work, and finish in a Shavasana resting pose. I created this sequence today with a theme of creating space in your body and mind. Keep in mind, this practice is for you, not for me. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and meet your body where it's at today. To get started, let's go ahead, find a comfortable seated position, and you can have 2 blocks and a blanket nearby. You might sit on a block, you might sit on a blanket, whatever feels comfortable. Let the hands rest either on the thighs, or you can take hands to heart center, maybe one hand on the belly. Find somewhere that feels good. And take a gentle gaze of the eyes, softening the focus either downward or closing the eyes completely. And just start noticing your breathing. Start to deepen the breath in through the nose, holding at the top, and then a deep exhale through the mouth, feeling the shoulders soften. On your next inhale, feel the spine lengthen. And exhale, releasing a layer of tension. One more here, full breath in through the nose, feeling the chest, the belly expand. Hold at the top. And as slowly as you can, let that exhale out of the body. Let those arms rest down. We'll go ahead, sweep those arms out to the side, looking up, hands to a prayer. And then exhale, bringing the hands through heart center. 2 more times like that. Inhale, expanding the arms, expanding the chest open. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweeping up. This time on the exhale, open into a cactus, pulling the elbows back, feeling that heart opening. And then go ahead, reaching up overhead one more time. Let's take that right hand to the left knee, take a spiral. Inhale, elongating through the spine. On the exhale, gently engage through the arms, looking back over the back shoulder. One more inhale here. Exhale, gentle twist. Coming back through center, arms sweep up. Exhaling, left hand to the right knee, fingertips behind you. Inhale to elongate tall. Exhale, gentle twist. One more, feeling space between the vertebrae. And on the exhale, gently getting taller as you rotate. Bringing your body back to center, let's go ahead, cross the legs the opposite direction. We'll inhale those arms up again. On the exhale, left hand to the floor, right arm side, bend up and over, trying to keep both sits bones on the ground. Take a big inhale. Exhale, expanding between the ribs, fingertips reaching away from the hip. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, going a little further. Inhaling one more time, arms up, looking up. Right hand down to the mat. Left arm up and over, side bend, big reach. Inhaling, keeping sits bones on the floor. Exhaling, expanding from fingertip to hip. One more breath there. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, reaching a little further. Gently lifting yourself up through center. And we'll find your way onto a tabletop all fours position. From here, we're going to inhale, arch. Let's flex the feet today. And then exhale, round into your cat. And continuing the breathing here, inhaling, flexing to arch. Exhaling, you can point and around. Continuing on, 2 more sets here. Any little wiggles are fine. And exhale completely to round. Last set, inhale, arching. And And exhaling around and creating more space from head to tail. From here, just go ahead, take the feet together, the knees wide apart, and sit the hips back into a deep child's pose. Walking the hands out in front. You can let your forehead rest here. Taking a big inhale. On the exhale, scanning through the body, seeing if you can let the hips sink a little deeper. Let's go ahead and walk our hands over to the right diagonal, feeling an active reach from that left hand to the left hip. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently walking through center, walking up and over to the other side. We'll inhale here. Exhale, deepen into that pull. And bring it back to center. We'll come back to all fours. Finding the hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You're always welcome to grab a blanket for underneath your knees if your knees feel sensitive here. We're going into a bird dog. So let's go ahead today. We'll take the right arm forward, the left leg back, starting just in a balance. So lifting this up. You want to try to press into that left hand, reaching long finger to toe, fingers to toes, and just elongating here. I want you to keep the length and just slowly lower down to the mat, and then lifting back on up. 2 more times, down to the mat, and back on up. Last one here, trying to reach a little further through the spine, through the limbs. After this, let's drop that left knee down. Inhale the right arm up to the sky, taking a big open chest. And on the exhale, thread the needle through, right shoulder down to the mat. Option to take that left hand either out in front of you and press down, or left hand can wrap around behind the back and find a deeper spiral. From here, just breathe deeply. Inhaling in and exhaling, gently spiraling into that stretch. One more breath here. Planting that left hand down under the shoulder again, untwisting, inhaling the right arm up high, and exhaling, bringing it back to that tabletop position. We'll go to the second side, starting with the left arm forward, right leg back, push into that right hand and lift everything up into that bird dog position, just feeling the length through the body. Head away from the tail, fingers away from the toes. We'll go ahead, slowly lower fingers and toes to the floor, and then lift and lengthen up. 2 more, lowering it down, and lifting up. Last one here, lowering down, and back up. Let's drop the right knee to the mat. Inhale that left arm high, spiraling the chest open. And on the exhale, thread the left arm through, underneath the right to the mat. Option to take that right hand out in front, pressing, spiraling under, or right arm wrapping around behind the back, maybe even reaching for that left hip. Inhaling here. Exhaling, gentle spiral. Give yourself about 2 more slow breaths here. Noticing where your mind might be wandering to, seeing if you can just bring it back to focusing on where the body's at. On the next exhale, we'll plant that right hand to the mat underneath the shoulder. Inhaling that left arm up high, undoing the twist, bringing it back to all fours. We're going to go ahead, tuck the toes, lift the hips, find your first down dog of the day. And this is just for you. So just go ahead and paddle through the feet, bending one knee at a time, finding the palms spreading out wide. Hips can shift forward and back, whatever you need in this moment. This is just kind of a freestyle first inversion here to really get those hips high into the air. And then go ahead, settle down into a nice straight-legged down dog. If you need, you can always bend the knees and press the chest back further. If you can, straightening those legs, getting a deeper stretch here, whatever feels accessible today. And just breathe deeply, inhaling in. Exhaling, feeling the hips lift a little higher, hips closer towards the mat. And one more breath there. Deeply bend the knees. Let's go ahead and walk forward to the front of the mat. Forward fold and just bend the knees as deeply as you can. Let the chest relax on the thighs, reaching for opposite elbows. We're going to go ahead, sway your torso a little side to side here. And then one vertebrae at a time, if this is accessible, roll up through the spine to find your upright posture. Coming upright for the first time today, let's go ahead, stand facing the front of the mat. I'll face you. We'll go ahead. Feet can be right underneath those hip sockets. They don't need to be wider than the hips, just nice and narrow. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Finding a steeple position, clasping the fingers together, point your fingers up. We're going to reach up and go up and over to the right hand side, finding a nice reach through the side of the body. And then coming tall through center. Same thing, going tall, up and over, side bend, big reach and opening. And then bring it back to center. Option to try the feet all the way together now, or you can go even wider. So your choice here, whatever you think is going to feel best on your body today. One more time, inhaling, lengthening up. Exhaling, go up and over to the right. And through center on the inhale. Inhale long. Exhale up and over. And bring it to center. Go ahead, let those arms release down. Shake it out for a moment here. Separate the feet again. Finding that mountain pose, Tadasana, standing tall. We'll start at the front of the mat. We'll go through 2 simple Vinyasa flows here, nice and slow. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. Exhale, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Fingertips to the floor or to the legs. Knees can be bent. Find the length in the spine and exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, walk to your plank, and we'll hold the plank here. I want you to feel the palms spread wide, glute muscles engaged, abdominals pulling up, finding a nice length and engagement through the whole body. Noticing as these postures get a little bit more active, notice where your mind might be wandering to. Seeing if you can bring yourself back, focusing on your breath. You're welcome to always drop to the knees here if you need at any point. Child's pose is always an option. From your straight leg plank or from knees on the mat, we're going to lower down to chaturanga. So hugging those elbows into the side of the body, going all the way down. Inhale, pressing up into either baby cobra, or if you're ready, full up dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. From here, just give it 2 breaths, inhaling in. Exhaling, chest pressing back, hips lifting high. One more big breath here, inhaling in through the nose. On the exhale, bend the knees deeper. Walk the feet to the hands to the front of the mat one more time here. Repeating a little bit faster. Inhale, sweeping up overhead. Exhale, diving forward, forward fold, legs straight or bent. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk to plank. Option to do this from straight legs or tops of the knees. Exhale, chaturanga low. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes, going to down dog. From here, walking forward to the front of the mat again. Roll your spine up. Today, we're going to have the feet either a little bit apart, or if you like, you can take the big toes together for your chair pose. We'll bring the hands to prayer. Take a big inhale, and exhale, sit the weight back into the heels, finding a nice steep chair pose. From here, I want you to lift the heart higher. Take a twist, hooking left elbow, the outside of the right knee if that's accessible. We're going to keep the hands in prayer. Try to twist your sternum towards the thumb. Shift all the weight into the right foot and gently step back with that left foot. From here, dropping the left hand either to the mat or if you need to a block, any level is fine. Inhale that right arm high and find a nice low lunge here. Breathing into this posture, option to bend that top arm, taking the arm wrapping around behind the back, spiraling and looking past that top shoulder. Trying to feel space lengthen in the front of that left hip, maybe the front hamstring, wherever you're feeling this. One more breath here. And then go ahead, drop the back knee down. This might be as far as you take this, or you can reach back, grab that back foot with your right hand, pulling that heel towards the butt. From here, if you can, we're gently wrapping the chest towards the front thigh. We're squeezing the hips and pressing down deeper into that posture as far as you want to take this today. Again, you're meeting your body where you're at today. This posture does not have to look the way it does on my body, on your body. Everyone's bodies are different, and every day is different in our bodies. One more breath wherever you are. And then gently release that foot. Sweep those arms up and center, finding a low lunge here. From here, I just want you to create a little bit of space between the abdominal muscles and that front thigh, trying to lift up out of the waistline and then press the hips forward. Breathing here, inhaling in and exhaling, deepening. Maybe taking the gaze a little higher now. Maybe slightly lifting the heart towards the ceiling. And on your next exhale, we're sitting back halfway into your half split. Option to grab 1, 2 blocks, whatever you need to make this position happen. Leg can be fully stretched out straight. We'll have a flexed foot, or you can have a little bend in the knee. Most importantly, we want to try to lengthen through that spine and find that stretch. Inhaling deeply and exhaling, deepening into this stretch, noticing how far your body is ready to take this posture today. Taking 2 more breaths here, noticing any wandering of the mind, seeing if you can guide your mind back to the present moment, back to the body, back to the breath. And 1 more breath here. Putting weight in that front foot, stepping forward to the front of the mat, taking that forward fold, legs straight or bent, bend the knees, roll on up to standing. We're going into the second side of all of that. So a reminder, for your chair pose, you're welcome to be feet a little bit apart, or if you like, big toes can be touching completely. We'll bring those hands to prayer. Take a big inhale, and exhale, sit the weight back into the heels, taking your chair pose. Lifting that heart on the next inhale and hooking the right elbow to the outside of that left knee, taking a spiral. If that's accessible, you're fully hooked, connected here, keeping the hips and knees in center, trying to spiral that chest towards the thumbs. Inhaling and exhaling, putting all the weight into your left foot, sliding that right foot back behind you. From here, right hand goes down to either the mat or a block. Left arm can reach to the sky here. Low lunge. You're welcome to stay there, or you can take the arm wrap here, taking that left arm around behind the back, spiraling that elbow up and back. Inhaling here. And exhaling, deepening. 1 more breath in this nice active lunge. And we're going to lower that back knee down to the mat. This might be as far as you take it. You can stay in the spiral. Reach back with that left hand. Maybe you catch that back foot into a deepened quad stretch here. Trying to actively spiral the chest deeper into this posture if that feels good today on your body. Inhaling. Exhaling, maybe you're pulling the heel closer to the hip. Breathing here. Give yourself 2 more slow breaths. Last moment in this posture. And then gently extend the leg if it was bent. Sweep those arms up and center, finding a low lunge. Square it up, hips and shoulders. From here, again, we're trying to create a little bit of space between the torso and that front thigh. Just lifting up through the core muscles, pulling the navel to the spine. Maybe we go ahead, lift the gaze a little higher, slight back bend, slight opening in the front of the body. Give yourself 1 more breath here. And on the exhale, hands down to blocks or to the floor, straightening the front leg as far as you want to take it today into your half split. Front foot will be flexed, knee can be bent or fully extended. Elongate through the spine. And on the exhale, trying to deepen into this position. Breathing here, going as far as your body's ready to take this today. Inhale in. Exhale, noticing where you're feeling sensation in the body. Wherever you're feeling the stretch is where your body needs to feel that stretch. It's not always going to be the same place for everyone's bodies. Give yourself one more deep breath here. And on the exhale, stepping those hands down, stepping those feet back, finding a plank. Your choice. So you can either hold the plank, you can chaturanga with the legs straight or bent, lowering down, inhaling cobra or up dog, exhaling, tucking the toes to down dog, and then go ahead and walk those feet towards the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, sweep those arms up, and then big step back with that right foot, finding warrior one. From here, we're shining the chest, shoulders to the front of the mat, and just breathing here. The back heel is rolled down to the mat, back foot on that diagonal. So we're not totally parallel to the back edge of the mat. The heel is rolled down, the right toes are more on the diagonal towards the right front edge of the mat. From here, inhale, exhale, opening arms and chest to find warrior two. Feeling that infinity line, fingertip to fingertip, really reaching energetically through the body. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, noticing any sensation you're feeling in the body, in the mind, noticing if there's any wandering thoughts. Seeing if you can just bring yourself back, finding a point of focus for the eyes. We'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, side bending towards your back, like going into reverse warrior. From here, you can either reach that back arm down towards the back of the leg, or you can wrap that right arm around behind the back. Maybe you're binding and reaching that right hand towards that left hip. Inhaling here. Exhaling, deepening. Finding space in the side body. On your next breath, inhale the body back on upright to your warrior two. We'll take an inhale on the exhale, left forearm to that front thigh. Right arm sweeps by the ear and into extended side angle. Spiraling the face and the gaze towards the sky. Breathing here. Inhale in. Exhale, feeling that back blade of the foot ground into the mat. Feeling energetically a nice line from the back foot to the top fingertips, reaching longer. One more big breath here. And on the exhale, hands windmill down to the mat. Step back plank. You can either hold plank or take any version of chaturanga down. Inhale to the up dog or cobra. Exhale to the down dog. Let's go ahead and walk forward to the front of the mat here. Rolling up, sweeping arms up overhead. Big step back with that left foot. Repeating on the second side, finding warrior one. Shining the shoulders and the heart towards the front of the mat. Back heel rolled down. Creating length from the fingertips here. Feeling the energetic line through the torso, up through the arms. Inhaling. Exhaling, deepening into the posture. Feeling the feet rooted into the mat. On your next exhale, opening arms, opening chest to the side, finding warrior two. Feeling those arms parallel to the floor, reaching fingertip to fingertip. Inhaling, feeling length through the spine. Exhaling, reaching energy out through all directions of the body, fingertips reaching away from the core. Torso lengthening, head away from tail. Feet rooting into the earth. One more big breath here. And on the exhale, taking that side bend towards your back leg into your reverse warrior. Again, that back arm can reach down the back of the leg, or you can wrap that left arm around behind the back. Maybe you're finding that left hand towards that left hip or thigh. And breathing here, inhaling, exhaling, deepening wherever you are. And inhale back to that warrior two. Take a big inhale here. On the exhale, right forearm to the front thigh. Exhale, sweep that left arm by the ear, finding that extended side angle. You can go ahead, turn that chin towards the ceiling, finding that nice reach. We're trying to find that spiral through the chest. From here, we're feeling the back blade of the foot root into the mat, Feeling an energetic line from the back foot through the top fingertips, lengthening here. And this time we're going to go ahead, push off that back foot, facing the side of the mat. We'll go ahead to have both toes facing the side of the mat. You can narrow the stance if you've gotten too wide like I just did. And we'll go ahead and reach those arms out wide, finding star pose. From here, just gently take the gaze a little higher today and finding a big reach. I want to feel everything expanding out into the floor, into the diagonals of the room. And then we're going to go ahead, turn the toes out to the side, bring the hands into prayer, sitting down into goddess pose. You're welcome to stay right here, hands in prayer. If you like, take the hands to the inner thighs. We'll press that right shoulder forward, bending the back elbow slightly, getting a nice twist through the upper back, maybe pressing deeper into the inner thighs if they feel ready. And then gently twisting the left shoulder forward. So that's the right shoulder, bending your left elbow. And bringing yourself back to center. Pushing into the floor, standing back on upright, toes back to the side of the mat into parallel. Hands to the hips. We'll go into a wide-legged forward fold here. Go ahead, start with a flat back. Legs can be perfectly straight or they can be a bit bent. Go ahead, take that torso as far down as you want to take that. Let the arms relax. You can always grab a block or 2 blocks to raise the floor. Go ahead, let the torso relax here wherever you are. We're going to go ahead, plant the right hand into the floor right underneath your chest, or you're on a block. Inhale that left arm high, taking a spiral. Noticing if there's any resistance here. Noticing if there's any sensation in any part of the body, hip, back, legs, chest. On the exhale, we're switching sides, taking that left hand down. Inhaling right arm high. Again, noticing if the hips have the tendency to move side to side. Seeing if you can encourage them to stay more into center. Breathing there. Inhale. And exhale, taking the hands back down. Welcome to reach for opposite elbows here. Swaying a little side to side. Go ahead, bend the knees deeply, and then walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Step back into your down dog and breathe. From here, we're lifting that right leg up to a 3-legged dog, starting with a nice parallel line, hips stay facing the mat. If you feel ready and you want a deeper stretch, you can open the hip, maybe lift that leg, maybe even bend the knee, let that hip open more. You can press into that right hand, maybe look under the shoulder, see what's accessible for your body today, and breathe into it. And go ahead, extend that leg long. And put that foot down. We're stepping that left foot forward to the front of the mat. Roll the back heel down and inhale, lift on up. Warrior 2. Feeling a nice reach through the body. Inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, deepen into the posture. From here, straighten the front leg. Finding triangle pose. We'll send the hips back towards the back right foot. Left hand reaches down. Right arm reaches high. Now, you've got many options here. You can have the hand on the leg, wherever you're meeting that today. You're welcome to grab a block or 2 and take that to the outside of that foot, pinky toe side of the foot. You can keep the gaze down, or if you like to experiment, you can take the gaze up here. See what feels good and breathe here. We want to continue to lengthen through both sides of the back. It's easy to start to curve into this. I want to try to feel the head reaching away from the tail, the arms reaching in perfect opposition here, and breathing. Inhale. And exhale. Top hand goes to the hip. And bend the front knee. We're taking a half moon posture. This can be done with or without the block. Go ahead. Take that left hand forward and then gently lifting both legs up. Finding that back foot fully energized. Straight back leg. Reaching that top arm up to the sky. And breathe here. You're welcome to keep the gaze down, or if you want to balance, you can take the gaze up towards the sky. Now, maybe this is as far as you take this today. If you want, option for candy cane today. To get into candy cane, let's take the hand back to the hip, bend the right knee towards the side body, Slide the right hand down towards the foot and then kick the foot back. Opening the knee, planting weight into the first two toes of the standing leg. Breathing here. One more breath wherever you are, and then go ahead, plant the hands back to the mat. Take a flow. Either hold the plank, lower the knees, straight legs, chaturanga, lowering down, whatever feels good today. Inhale to the up dog or the cobra, and exhale, down dog. From here, you're staying in down dog, three-legged down dog with the left leg high this time. Lifting that left leg, starting just parallel to the floor. Hips stay shining down, back foot, toes to the mat. You're welcome to stay here and press your chest back. If you want, option to open the hip, lift the leg, maybe bend the knee, looking underneath that left hand, or left armpit, pressing into the left hand, and breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, just feeling a nice opening wherever you're at. And then on the exhale, dropping that left foot back down. Right foot steps forward to the front of the mat. Roll the back heel down. Inhale, lifting up to your warrior two. Reaching fingertips away from one another. On the exhale, pushing into the front foot, straightening the legs. Going for your triangle pose. Send the hips towards the back of the mat. Taking the right hand down, left hand high. Now again, option to have the hand on the leg. Maybe you grab a block. You can place that block on the toe side of the foot. Option to keep the focus down or change and focus goes high. Wherever you are, just notice the difference between the sides. There might be one side where you're feeling more resistance into this posture, maybe a different type of stretch. And just breathe here. One more breath, and we'll take it into half moon. Start with the top hand going down to the hip, bend your front knee. Option to use the block or hand to the floor, fingertips down. Go ahead, straightening both legs up into that half moon balance. Putting weight into the first two toes of that right leg. Back leg, left leg, toes and knee are facing the side wall. Option to take that top arm high. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you change the focus to look up towards that top hand. Option also, if you tried candy cane on the first side, you can try it on this side as well. Go ahead, take the hand back to the hip if you're going for candy cane. Bend your top leg. Slide your left hand over the knee down to the foot, and then kicking that knee back, keeping lots of weight down into the first two toes of that right leg. Actively pushing foot into the hand here. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then go ahead, set the hands down, set the feet back, drop the knees, and take a moment in child's pose to breathe here. Arms can stay stretched out in front, or they can come back by the hips here. And breathe deeply. Inhaling in and exhaling. Let's go ahead, gently roll on up. We're moving into the cool down portion of class. We'll start with a little portion of core work here. So go ahead, find your way back, all the way onto your back here. And we'll go into a dead bug series. Starting with the hands on the hips. We'll lift both legs up to a tabletop height. You can keep a little space between your low back and the floor. Just knit the ribs together. From here, flex those feet, gently lower the right foot down to the mat, and then lift it back up. Left foot down, and lifting back up. As you're doing this, we're trying to just keep the ribs knitted together. The hips totally even, so the hands on the hips, you'll notice pretty quickly here if the hips are moving with this. If you feel good with this and you want a harder option, we'll go ahead, after this next set, take those arms up towards the ceiling. The option here would be, instead of taking the heel to the mat, you'll reach the left arm in opposition to the right leg, stretching it out and bringing it back up. Same thing, right arm up by the ear, left arm stretching out. Now again, if this becomes too much, you can always go back to that level we were at before. Just heels to the mat. And reaching and bending. Let's do one more set from wherever you are. Feeling the core get a little tighter. And last one. And go ahead, hug the knees into your chest, maybe round the chin to the chest, rock a little side to side if that feels good. Option to go for a happy baby here, reaching for outside or inside of the feet or legs. And just allowing yourself a moment of rest, a moment of opening. Let's go ahead, extend those legs on the floor completely and reach those arms up overhead. From here, I want you to take the right hand, grab onto that left arm, and go up and over. So you're taking the arms and the torso towards the top diagonal of your mat. You're going to take the legs in the same direction towards the right. From here, option to hook the right foot over the left foot to get a little bit more traction through the side of the body. Feeling if you can actively reach through the left side of the body, noticing where you're feeling the opening, armpit, ribs, hips, legs. Just notice wherever you're feeling it is where your body needs it. And then exhale, gently release, coming back through center. Reset. Give your feet a little wiggle out here. And let's go ahead, walk those feet over to the left diagonal. Sorry, start with the upper body. So we'll take the left hand, grab the right wrist, and move the torso towards that upper left corner of your mat. The legs will come to meet, left lower diagonal. Maybe you hook that right ankle over that left ankle, actively flexing through the feet here. Keep that hook and breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Feeling that reach through the body. Feeling the stretch through the side of the back. Noticing where you might be feeling that. It's going to be different for everyone. Maybe it goes into the arm. Maybe it's more lower body, legs. One more breath here. And gently unhook the feet, unclasp the body. Bring yourself back to center. Give yourself a moment, just wiggle the feet in and out. Staying on your back, let's hug the right knee into the chest. Squeezing it tight, make a little circle here. Maybe pulsing it in gently. And then when you're ready, taking that left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm out to the side, and take a spinal twist as far as you want to take this. Inhaling here. Exhaling, encouraging the right shoulder to go heavier towards the mat. Noticing the ribs and the hips moving in a gentle opposition. Breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Two more breaths here, just allowing the hip to deepen towards the left, leg towards the left, letting gravity take that twist of the lower body, allowing gravity to take the right chest, shoulder, arm deeper into the floor. And gently coming back to center, giving that right knee one more little hug. Go ahead, stretch that right leg long, hug that left knee in, give it a nice squeeze, maybe little circles, maybe a pulse in towards the chest. And then go ahead, gently twisting that left leg across. Right hand guides the left leg towards the right hand side. Left arm reaches out to the side and gently look away from the knees, from the knee. Inhale here. Exhale, gentle twist. Feeling that left leg, hip twisting in opposition to the ribs. As you're twisting, just seeing if you can breathe more space between the vertebrae. Finding more space into the hips. Giving yourself one more big breath here. And bring this back to center. Let's go ahead, hug the knees in. I want you to cross your right leg over your left leg, flex both feet, reaching down for the shin bones or the outside blades of the feet. And just staying here in a little hip opener. Now the feet could be wide, the feet could be closer towards the hips here. Just seeing where you're at today and breathing here. If this is ever too much, just drop that bottom foot to the floor and stay here. That might be enough of a stretch for today. Wherever you are, you're inhaling in through the nose and you're exhaling, deepening. Giving yourself a couple more slow breaths here. Starting to notice if the hips have a tendency to twist one direction. If one hip is getting more of a stretch than the other hip, or maybe you're feeling it in a different part of the body. Noticing any judgments your mind might be making about these positions. Noticing if you're being aware of how your body looks, or if you're more tapped into how the body is feeling. One more big breath here. And then gently uncross the legs, give yourself a little squeeze and parallel. And then cross that left leg over the right leg, flexing the feet, pulling the feet wide, and breathing here. Inhale in. Exhale, finding the grip that works for your body on this side. Again, maybe the bottom foot drops down to the mat. Maybe you're holding on to the knees or the shins, just making sure that there's no major stressors on any of the joints. Checking out how this twist feels different than the first side. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling, allowing a layer of tension, layer of resistance to leave the body. Noticing which hip or which leg, what part of the body is getting the stretch here. One more breath here. Gently untwist the legs, hugging the knees in. Final active position we'll do today in your practice. I'm going to give you an option here. We'll do 2 bridge poses, or you can do a bridge pose into a full back bend, a full wheel posture here. I'm going into the first bridge pose together. Finding the heels in line with the sits bones, arms down by your side, gently pressing weight into the soles of the feet, curling the tailbone off the floor and pressing those hips high. You're welcome to hold here. Maybe walk the shoulders under. Maybe you connect the hands and press those arms down. Noticing where you might be feeling resistance in any part of the body. Breathing here, feeling where you're activating, making sure you're continuing to engage the front side of the body as well as the back side of the body. If the shoulders are under, if the hands are connected, gently release that and sequentially slowly roll down upper back, middle back, lower back, pelvis. Arms out to a T and just take a moment into windshield wipering back and forth here. Now, if that was enough for you today, you're just going to simply repeat that posture. If you're ready for a full back bend, if that's part of your practice, we'll start with the feet planted the same. Maybe pull the heels in a little closer depending on your body. Planting the hands, fingertips underneath the shoulders. Again, this could just be repeating that bridge pose one more time. If you're ready for the full wheel, we'll take a big inhale. And on the exhale, pressing feet and hands into the floor. Pressing up. Breathing here. When you're ready, gently lowering yourself down. Hugging the knees into your chest. And giving yourself a moment. Anything that feels good here. Maybe you're just rocking side to side. Maybe you take another time into happy baby. And we're finding our Shavasana here. For the entirety of Shavasana, I want you to stay on your mats. Find a comfortable posture. Maybe the legs and the arms are long, a little bit separated from the center line of the body. Moving until you find that comfortable posture where you want to stay. If at any point you need to move, just take a gentle movement to readjust. You can always come to a seated posture. As you stay here, I I want you to gently start scanning through the body, noticing all parts of the body in contact with the floor, feeling the back side of the body, noticing the back of the head, noticing the gentle curve of the back of the neck, feeling the weight of the shoulders, feeling the weight of the arms, elbows, hands, fingers, allowing gravity to take the bones deeper into the floor. Noticing the torso, noticing the back side of the body, the back of the spine, noticing the different curves of your spine, noticing which parts are in contact with the floor, noticing which parts are gently curved off. Try to not change anything, just notice the natural movement of breath through the torso. The stillness of the body still has a little movement of breath. Noticing as you're breathing, that gentle expansion of the ribs, gentle stretch of the spine with each inhale, and the exhale, the deepening into the mat. Checking in with the pelvis, feeling the weight of the hips into the floor, and checking in to the legs, noticing which parts of the legs are in contact with the floor, which parts are gently lifted off. Noticing the backs of the thighs, backs of the knees, backs of the calves, ankles, heels, and just feeling everything that's in contact with the floor and allowing that to deepen, allowing gravity to take your body into a deeper state of relaxation. And go ahead, change your focus to the front side of the body, noticing from the top of the head, the muscles of the face, forehead, relaxing the backs of the eyes, the jaw, the inner ears. Feeling the front of the throat, feeling the front of the chest, collarbones, tops of the arms, elbows, lower arm, hands, fingers. Noticing the front of the torso, the chest, front of the ribs, the belly. Noticing how that breath is entering and leaving your body. Noticing the rise of the chest, the expansion of the ribs, expansion of the belly. And notice as all of that deflates on the exhale, allowing that heavy sensation to deepen into the mat. Noticing the fronts of the hips, tops of the thighs, knees, lower legs, tops of the feet and toes. And feeling the front side of the body melting into the back side of the body. So like a cup of ice cream on a hot day, noticing how the body form can just gently soften and melt deeper into the mat, creating more space between the joints. And lastly, just check in with the chatter of your mind. It's not necessary to stop the thoughts of your mind. We're just trying to create a little bit more space between the thoughts coming in, as if the thoughts are clouds. On the exhale, use the wind of your exhale to disperse the clouds, creating more space to breathe, to exist. Just allowing yourself a moment here to stay still. Maybe the eyes are closed. If you feel the mind wander or the body have an itch to move, just gently bring that focus back to the breathing. Maybe the imagery of the clouds dispersing, creating a clear sky for your mind and your body and your spirit to exist in. And feeling the sensation of gravity as you rest, giving your mind and body this moment of stillness and quiet to rest. Go ahead, gently start to deepen that breath in through the nose. And exhale, big sigh out, let it go. You're welcome to start wiggling fingers and toes here. Gently rocking the head side to side, getting a little movement back in the body. Let's sweep those arms up overhead, stretching the hands away from the feet. Maybe one side and then the other, yawning the body awake. And take your time, pick your favorite side, gently roll to one side, heavy body, relax into fetal position to stay just for a moment here. Feel the bones rest in a different position. Gently using your hands, find your way to a comfortable seated posture using props as you need. Keeping a downward gaze or eyes closed. Let's rest the backs of the hands on the thighs, pointer fingers through the thumbs. Inhale in, lift the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, let the shoulders heavily drop down. 2 more times like that. Inhaling in. Shoulders up, squeeze it tight by the ears. Exhale, dropping down. Last one like this. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders down. Staying here, scanning the body one more time from the top of the head, down through the muscles of the face, neck, shoulders, arms, hands. Feeling that energy flow through the body. Feeling the energy flow through the spine, down into the pelvis, the legs, feet, toes. Feeling the connection of the earth and the energy through the sky into the space. Thanking your body for the hard work it did, showing up, doing all of the poses, asanas today in your practice. Namaste.